Good evening, folks. This is Deb and Dave, and this is the Factivist report for Monday. Sorry, time delay, September 4th. And we are going to talk about the races for governor going on in the United States this coming November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're all in November.
Off-season, kind of off-season races.
And those, they always tend to be tough for the Democrats because the Democrats tend to take time off.
Yeah.
You know, during those times, and the Republicans try to take advantage. And these are three Republican. Yeah, these are three Republican stronghold states. One they are going full guns on, and that is in Kentucky against Andy Beshear. Deb is absolutely right. We need to keep him in. Whatever we need to do to keep him in, we need to keep him in. He's a good governor in a state, and he's popular in a state with Republican domination. You don't want a trifecta in Kentucky.
Right.
And for those of you who want to get rid of Mitch McConnell because of his age, number one, vote him out. Number two, why wouldn't you vote for Andy Beshear? He is in your interest. You're bitching about it. This man is in your interest. So let's get to this. And we're going to keep saying it. You're going to get annoyed. Vote, vote, vote. We're going to become white Obamas at this point.
Yeah.
You know, you need to vote.
You need to vote.
At least there, you know.
Everywhere. No race too small.
So, let me see. Oh, I got to do the screen sharing thing. I don't want to play up the whole fact that these races are uphill battles. Andy Beshear is extremely popular. So he's the
incumbent.
He is the incumbent, and he should get in. Don't listen to the Republicans and their BS talking points. And I will go over his opponent and some of the nonsense that he's done. Okay. So let's see here. So yes, we have the race for Kentucky, the race for Louisiana, and the race for Mississippi. And I'm not forgetting that there are like lieutenant governor. There's another one. It might be the attorney general. Those lower races underneath are also being voted on. But I'm focusing on the governors this time. When it gets closer to November, then I'll start talking about those races as well. Okay, so first let's talk about Kentucky. So Andy Beshear, Kentucky governor, flexes incumbency power in re-election bid. And that's what you do when you're the incumbent. You focus on what you have done. So he is basically saying he doesn't want to pull he has to say this, by the way. He doesn't want to pull the state left or right. He just wants to move forward. He's moving the state left. Just so you guys know, little secret. He's going to be fighting some of this right-wing crap. So a lot of what Andy Beshear has done and is being praised for is his responses to weather events. So economic development and infrastructure successes. So I'm not going to really go. Oh, we're going to. Deb and I are going to talk about this later. He has been attacked on his immigration policies. Immigration is it's a delicate and intricate issue, and I may talk about it later with a couple other folks in local government. It's not a black and white issue. Just so you know, well, it is a black and white issue, sort of, but it's not a clear cut issue that the Republicans would like to, make you think it is. So there we go. These are the two guys, David Cameron and Andy Beshear. I don't know if I have the article in here, but David Cameron is Donald Trump's candidate. Donald Trump endorsed him. So it doesn't matter what he looks like. Please understand that. Okay. I'm just saying. The fact that he's an African American, honestly, means nothing. He also is the Attorney General, which we will get into in a minute. A couple things with this guy. Oh, it isn't here. So David Cameron thanks Donald Trump after his landslide primary win. Yay!
Yay.
So he's a Trumper. Number one. Number two. I don't know how big of a deal this is, but the Daily Beast has done a lot of work on this guy. There is a sexual harassment scandal rising inside the office. Apparently, it's something about taking pictures of a female police officer's breast, like zooming in on them. She's clothed, but they're zooming in on them for some reason. This is his office. He's the Attorney General. So it wasn't him. He didn't physically do anything, to the best of my knowledge, at least not as reports are saying now. But this is how police officers are being treated while he is Attorney General.
He runs the department.
He runs the department.
If he knows about it and he's doing nothing about it, then you know what? Sorry.
Now, the Daily Beast has to be fair. There was a company, or there's a group that donated to both Andy Beshear and Cameron. Okay, so Cameron's office was investigating Andy Beshear. And in doing so, I have just been given an ad block, so I'm going to move on. But in doing so, Cameron asked for money from these people as he was investigating Andy Beshear from taking money from the exact same people. Just so you know. And my computer just went batshit. So they're like, we don't want you to say these things about David Cameron. And my computer went nuts. So hold on one second. I'm going to stop share because everything went crazy.
I'll put that, when I put that Daily Beast in, I have a subscription.
Okay, right. But there are other articles out there. The Daily Beast just happened to be the best one. I think I actually might have a subscription, but I'm not going to go through all that now. Hold on. Everything went crazy. Let me just stop sharing for a minute. So let's just before I get into the other candidates, David Cameron not only has some kind of, it could be minor, who knows? I don't know what it is. Some kind of scandal having to do with the department. it's early in the investigation. But for someone who is an attorney general asking for money, fundraising money from the same company that he is, that he's investigating Andy Bashir for taking money from. Come on.
That takes big one.
That takes a ball. I do have to say, it takes balls. However, in the articles that I will present to you, it is basically said that those two cases are different. Daniel Cameron's, like so many other things when it comes to campaign finance, the Republicans are so much more in the wrong. Even if Andy Bashir is in the wrong, which we don't know, I don't even know if he has kept that money or if he has returned it.
Right.
So I don't know. We will see. I will go back and see, exactly what's going on with that whole thing. So let me see. Where are we now? Where am I? Am I here? Okay, so here we go.
Oh no.
Oh, where are we? Well, I put in, hold on. There was a kerfuffle. There was a kerfuffle with my sources, and I lost one of them, and now I'm getting one of them back. All right. So there is a race in Louisiana, and this has to do with the Democratic incumbent having to leave because of term limits. It is Sean Wilson versus the Republican who is, let's just say he is favored to win. Because God help us, the Democratic nominee, or the guy running, is a black guy. God help us. He also happened to hold office for a long period of time in Louisiana. The man's name is David Wilson. Let me see. Or Sean Wilson. I did it again. Sean Wilson. Sean Wilson. I'm going to make Deb lose her mind. She was Louisiana's Secretary of Transportation and Development from 2016 until March of 2023 when he decided to run for governor. Now, what are major problems in Louisiana? Infrastructure. When it comes to storms and all of that stuff. So Sean, having been the Louisiana's Secretary of Transportation and Development, has an advantage in that regard. Okay. So let's go back. Let's see if we can get back to the high quality programming that we are providing you. All right, here we go. Sean Wilson. That's his page. You can take a look at him. Okay, what he's done, all of that stuff.
Right.
This is what Jeff Landry is doing. He right now he's showing to have the advantage, so he refuses to participate in any Louisiana governor debates. By the way, they should make a big deal out of this.
The people of Louisiana should not stand for that, honestly, because he's disrespecting the voters. That's disrespecting the voters. It's a very arrogant move.
Now, I'm not one to call out the press, but I'm gonna. There's a story from a local Louisiana outlet. News 15. Fox, by the way. Louisiana governor's race shows Jeff Landry well in the lead and Sean Wilson in second place. This is a news release from the Citizens for a New Louisiana. That group is a Christian right-wing group. So I'm just giving you this to tell you don't necessarily just believe poll numbers because they're out there. You have to look at the source of the poll.
Right.
They are a right-wing group. Just so you know, I looked them up. Here they are. Don't want to spend that much time on them. Citizens for a New Louisiana fight over St. Tammany library books escalates to include law enforcement. This is where we're going with this. Book bannings. Okay. Just saying.
Unbelievable. This is fucking the United States of America.
This is a party affiliation
Really?
of Louisiana. Okay. So we do have a shot in this. We do.
Let's go, people, huh? Let's put out some effort here. 43% Democrat, 41% Republican, a lean Republican, 10% swing in the middle. Do something.
Now, here's something else. I want to talk about John Bel Edwards for a minute because he happens to be the governor. He put forward historic criminal justice reform. I'm not going to go through it. You can read all of it. This is a major talking point from the right-wing Republicans saying that crime has risen because of this. There is data to show that crime has risen nationwide because of the pandemic and because of economic hardship caused by the pandemic.
Right.
I'm not going to go through all of that, but I'm saying he put through historic legislation. And from that, we just won a judicial seat. So this is Simone Levine. Okay. This was her campaign, for this judgeship. She won it. So the point being that she is for a different type of judicial reform, which is it's victim based. They're trying to show the people who have committed crimes what they did. Okay. So let me see. Where'd it go? There we go. Trauma informed judicial reform. And this is an element of criminal justice. They're trying to get the victims together and share their stories with people who've committed crimes so they understand the impact of that. Now, this is well after they're out of that life and all of that. This is not, throwing people into prison, but it is a different way to bring about change, and the change will be slow.
Yeah.
So we have the next one is the Mississippi governor race. Brandon Presley is running against Tate Reeves. I understand that Brandon Presley is Tate Reeves' cousin, is Elvis Presley's cousin. But I want to read some of this, okay? Some of what his credentials are. Brandon served as mayor of Nettleton from 2001 to 2007, having been selected at the age of 23, being one of the youngest mayors in Mississippi history. He balanced the budget every year, cut taxes twice, got the town moving again. 2011, he was elected to the Public Service Commission as the youngest commissioner ever elected in Mississippi history. Maybe part of that has to do with his ties to Elvis, but does it matter? if he does a good job. No, it doesn't. Brandon opened up meetings that had been closed to the public for decades, brought high-speed internet to some of the most remote and forgotten parts of Mississippi, put people back to work with the Higher Mississippi program, and saved taxpayers over $1 billion. Now Brandon's running for governor. Now, here's Tate Reeves.
This guy.
Actually, here's AP with an ad blocker. And here is Mississippi governor's brother suggested that the auditor investigating this praised Brett Favre during the welfare scandal.
This guy said,
let me break this down for you. Tate Reeves' brother, and I don't know. Let me get through this because I'm not doing a Hunter Biden thing, but Tate Reeves' brother, I don't know if Tate Reeves gave him the order. Not yet. But Tate Reeves' brother suggested that the auditor praise Brett Favre during the welfare scandal for asking for welfare money to pay for a multi-million-dollar volleyball court for his daughter.
They were basically using welfare money to pay for that court for her $5 million, right?
Yep. Again, not going to get too much into it, but quote from Brett Favre, "Are you sure no one is going to find out about this?" Paraphrase.
Right.
So come on.
Well, what difference does it make? Is anyone doing anything about it? No.
The Republicans are getting bad news out of Mississippi. This whole scandal is starting to stick.
Good.
And when you have an NFL quarterback involved in a scandal like this, publicity goes both ways, Tate. You know, you have a quarterback, everybody's going to know. So it may be an outside shot, but Tate Reeves is on the ropes here. He is garbage. He is a garbage governor. Okay. What just happened?
I'm watching it.
Now, hold on. It just switched to the other. So, all right. Hold on. It just went stupid on me. All I was going to say is the next page I was going to show was the working families page of the candidates. It's not really updated. Some of these candidates have already run. Some of them won. Some of them, unfortunately, did not, like Helen Gem, who ran for mayor. But we will very soon be talking about mayoral races. We have made significant headway in those races. And that's from that article. Remember that article that said that the Republicans are saying, "Oh, don't read too much into your midterm wins or into your special elections, into these wins."
Right.
When, some back-ass, backwards, freaking backwater town wins, a Republican wins, they lose their mind. So I don't want to hear that.
Right.
So you can see the direction the Working Families Party is going. The other reason I put that up there is if you need the guy who was endorsed by the Working Families Party, it is Regensburg. So Aaron Regensburg. Regensburg. Yes. Him. Again, the fact that I got his name as close as I did is a feat in itself. So I can mess up Joe Smith. So, you must be special, Aaron Regensburg. So anyway, that's what we have in terms of the governors right now. There are going to be some things I'm going to go back to. the things with the campaign finance reform, especially with the stuff with Kentucky. I just think it's very telling that the Republican uses his office to ask for money from the guys he's investigating.
I know, it's rich, isn't it? We're gonna go back and check on these again before November, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see more about what's going on with this. I mean, to me, the fact that he's endorsed by Trump and he ran the Trump platform, that should be enough for you guys.
Right.
Okay. You
Right.
really want to replace Andy Bashir with him?
Right.
Just think about it.
Don't you have
Well,
enough,
he's a black guy. No.
don't you have enough problems with Rand Paul?
Right. I mean, people talk about identity politics, and then when it actually does come up as a trap, sometimes people, well, he's a black guy. Let's vote for the black guy in Kentucky.
Right.
He's a Trumper. He's a Trumper. He's about as much as progressive or racially aware as Tim Scott. Just so you know. Anyway, that's what we got on this one.
All right, gang. We'll catch you next week.
Yep.
Bye.